Welcome to another episode of What Works for Me, a podcast highlighting best practices in Christian schools. This podcast is produced in partnership with Lutheran Education Association. To discover how LEA supports Christian teachers in schools, visit www.lea.org. My name is Mike Sheeman, principal of Bethany Lutheran School in Parma, Ohio.
And my name is Rob Lunak. I'm the superintendent of Lutheran Neighborhood Schools in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And today on the podcast, we have Rachel Gonzales. She's teacher at Bethany Lutheran, where Mike actually serves. They both serve there together. And Mike, I'm going to let you take the rest of the intro for her since you work with her.
Absolutely. It's kind of exciting. I mean, I am sitting here with Rachel, being able to do this in person. And Rachel has served here at Bethany now for 3 years. This is year 3. This is year 4.
I'm going to my 4th.
This is year 4. So kind of exciting. And Rachel, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself. You've done a few things here at Bethany, and maybe tell us a little bit about that and the schools where you've served.
Okay, I was originally called to Bethany to be the art teacher. And so I taught the K-8 art my first year. And then we had a change in preschool personnel. And so I applied for that job, and I was teaching the K-8 art and teaching preschool in the morning. And then this past year.
Mm-hmm. Has it been 2 years?
No, I've been here for 3.
Right.
So I did that for 2 years. I taught art in the morning, and then I did preschool. No, I did preschool in the morning and art in the afternoon. I did that for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And now this year I'm full-time preschool.
Excellent. And I have to say, a fantastic full-time preschool teacher. Rachel, it does everything with excellence, and I think preschool has been a real highlight. The kids absolutely love her, and the reason we wanted to bring you onto the podcast was talking a little bit about some of the preschool community nights that we do here at Bethany. You've been instrumental with those, and I think it's been a fun evening for the kids and a great community builder. So you maybe want to just start by letting our listeners know what are we talking about with these, what do you call them, community nights, family fun nights?
I call them preschool playdates. My director calls them fellowship nights. They serve the purpose of fellowship. The purpose of our get-togethers are for the parents to kind of meet each other. They're kind of forming a community, and for the students to play with each other outside of the classroom, so then moms and dads can see my child and their friend, kind of learn their friends' names, make connections with parents who they're going to be basically going through our school with. The dream is for them to start preschool and follow through till 8th grade, and so knowing these faces, building these friendships, essentially like expanding our church family, these friends that are involved in our preschool that are coming to church or bringing their friends to church. Some exciting things to see from our preschool playdates are our baptisms are way up. We were looking at the data the other day, and we're up 200% in baptisms since starting our preschool playdates. And I mean, there's a lot of things that affect that, but I feel like they're related.
I really like the topic that we're going to talk about today, because for a lot of our schools, our preschool is really the biggest mission field for our church and our school, because you'll get people who go to your preschool that have no intention of going to your day school. Not many, right? You'll get most of the people who are going to go to one and then go down to the next, but you'll definitely get some. They're like, nope, I already got kindergarten picked up for my kid somewhere else, but I'm dropping them off here at your preschool. And so what a great opportunity to recognize that and say, okay, we have this ability to build these relationships. And that is so tough, because daycare, it's not like a normal school day schedule. The parents don't all drop off at the same time. They don't all pick up at the same time. They have very limited opportunity to interact. So I love that we get to talk about this today. I'm fortunate enough, my kids' school, they're doing one today at 5:30. I get to go to that this afternoon, right when I get done recording with this. Rachel, why don't you tell me what started this idea? How did this come up that you guys wanted to do this?
So I started teaching in Missouri in 2007, and there was a preschool attached to our school. They weren't connected. We had a Lutheran grade school in the basement of a church, and then upstairs the church had a separate preschool. Our school was an association, but the preschool belonged to the church that we were in the basement of. And one of the teachers up there did these little community nights, and it was just her class. And she would sign up to, like, I'm going bowling tonight. I will be there with cupcakes if you want to bring your kid bowling. Or I am going roller skating tonight. If you want to bring your kids roller skating, I'll be there with cupcakes. And I thought, what a great idea. And then I was thinking, not everyone can afford roller skates or go to a roller skate rink with all their children. So what if we changed it as I was evolving and in my brain and working with young families? Why don't we make it free? Why don't we go to the park and I'll bring popsicles and then all the kids can come and it doesn't cost you anything. You just drive with your whole family over. Or what if we come to the school playground and I will bring cupcakes there? Or what if we've expanded it. Last night was our trunk or treat and people could sign up. And the great thing about these events are parents get excited and they want to donate items. So it doesn't really cost me a whole lot of anything. Parents want to bring the juice boxes. Parents want to bring the cupcakes. And so I just set the time and the location and they come. It's like you build the field and they will come kind of thing. One of my favorites was a drive-in movie theater. I asked the kids to bring a box and we'll decorate it to look like a car. And then they sit in the little box and we show like little Pixar clips. They're like 2 minutes long. All of my events last 1 hour. And there's so many memories made in that one little hour. And everyone donated things. We had paper donated. People brought their boxes, popcorn, juice boxes. We watched like maybe 10 minutes of videos and that was my night. It was 1 hour and it was great. And we do a preschool prom. The parents get really into it. They come in their full prom dresses and dads dress up in their suits and the kids come all decked out and they run around and play and it's great. It's really great.
And what I love too is that these nights are set kind of even before the school year starts. So parents are given those dates well ahead of time. And I think a lot of families, what I've seen is that they really build that into their calendar. Have you seen some things that have been successful in maybe expanding the attendance at that? What do you said it kind of started off small and now we're getting lots of people. What do you attribute that to?
So when I originally started it, I just did it with my classroom. And so the other preschool classrooms, I did not think like, well, we should invite that class and that class. I just did my own preschool class. And so it was just my students that I worked directly with. But now that we're growing so much, the kids that I have in my class going into kindergarten next year are going to be mingled with these other families. So I'm like, we really should be building these friendships now. And so now we invite all the preschoolers and we're growing by leaps and bounds. So there's 75 preschoolers and their siblings and their parents. So last night I think we had 200 people show up to our trunk or treat. And grandmas and grandpas comes and aunts and uncles comes and cousins and sometimes neighbors join these kids coming. And so and what's really great about that is it's kind of like a marketing thing. Mm-hmm. Like we've had cousins come and then the next year they enroll and they're now in our school as well.
Yeah. There's so much to unpack there. It doesn't have to be a big production. You guys have recognized that. You've grown them over time. Are all of them 1 hour in length? Is that?
Yes.
And that I love that too because parents are busy and they're picking their kid up after a big long day at daycare and they go, oh, we got one more thing. We got to come back. But if they know, okay, it's only going to not be an hour. There's going to be food. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a nice and quick thing. That removes a barrier for parents. That's so smart. I love that idea. Okay, Mike. We always talk about how is it going to grow, and I think there might be an opportunity for this to grow into the K-8 school. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think this is a good model, and I'm sitting back and watching. I think there's a lot of possibility for partnerships to be created here with parents, but one thing that I've noticed is as the community grows, especially in the preschool program, the parents that are a part of that, they're coming into the K-8, and so then they have some expectations. Hey, we were doing this before. Can we not be doing this again? Can we not continue to do this? But one of the things, Rachel, I'd love to have you highlight a little bit here. You talked earlier about baptism growth, which has been tremendous. And can you talk a little bit about how the church is discussed within these preschool nights? How do families know from a night like this that they can come and be part of a bigger church and actually have an extended family right here at Bethany?
So our preschool nights are so great for building relationships. So yes, I see mom at pickup, but at our preschool playdate nights, I can talk to mom. Like, tell me about little sibling. Tell me about, like, we prayed for you in class today. Tell me about what's happening here. So-and-so said this is happening with grandma. How can I help you in this situation? Or I heard there's a new baby coming. What do you need? And then in turn, I feel like we're building a friendship. We're building a respectful relationship where they can trust me and I respect them and want to care for them. And so our play dates aren't necessarily like don't forget to come to church on Sunday. It's kind of like, because you know me and because you know what we're about here, when the invitation comes to please come sing in church, they know who I am. I'm a friendly face they're going to see there. Because we have events like that where they're coming to sing, they're invited to chapel. The church is no longer like, I don't know where I am. I don't know what this is over here. They are familiar that way just by coming into the school. And so it becomes less intimidating and like unknown faces where it's, I know several people in this building now. Yeah. And now I'm not intimidated to come in. And I know I can sit with you. And we have things of comfort and familiarity, so it's not so intimidating as walking into a church you're not familiar with. And so even though our preschool playdates are about building community, it's not necessarily focused on hooking them into church. It kind of just naturally leads that way.
Right.
And there have been kids that come to our school saying, I'm not coming back to kindergarten, but now they're like, we're hooked. We love you. We don't want to leave. All our friends are here. We have to come back now.
Yeah.
That worked out great.
Yeah, kind of God does the work there. And what I know how touched you were recently when one of these little kiddos asked you to be a godparent, right? So it's just the relationships that you build, I think, are tremendous. And like you say, you're planting the seeds and watering those, and God is doing the growth, right?
For sure.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
You identified so many little stumbling blocks that I think we as principals or school teachers ignore. We go, going to church is not that big of a hurdle. Sitting next to somebody you don't know isn't that big of a hurdle, but it is, and especially when those add up. So you've given everybody a smoother runway into being more and more involved. I love that. So let's say somebody's listening, they love it too, they want to start it, they don't know how to start it. What would you tell them?
I would say the easiest one to do is I'm going to be at the park at 6 o'clock. I'm going to have popsicles. Popsicles are a dime a dozen. And I'll be there from 6 to 7. And I'd love to see you there. Totally free. I have young kids. My kids can play at the park. If no one shows up, my kids get to play at the park for an hour. And it was really great about our first one like that, the preschool play date at the park with popsicles, is I'm passing out these popsicles, and these other moms and dads there are like, how do I get a popsicle? Do I have to be one of your students? I was like, absolutely not. Please have a popsicle. And of course I go in my Bethany gear. I got my big Bethany shirt on, so there's no denying what I'm doing. It's great because it's also a witnessing opportunity that way as well. But it's super easy, super cheap, and like something I would be doing anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you've highlighted some fun events, and like Rob was saying, it can seem overwhelming, it can seem big, but I think the one thing that we want to really highlight is the connection to the mission that we have. And so this is a natural extension of our mission. We value partnerships with our families as Lutheran schools, and our mission extends beyond the child. And so this is an opportunity for family growth, and really something that I feel for Bethany, something that makes our preschool unique. So you talked about trunk or treat, you talked about preschool prom night, the movie nights. Can you tell, are there a few more that you might want to highlight?
We do a wheels night. If a kid can carry a thing of wheels down into the gym, we have to go down a flight of stairs to get to the gym. So obviously a child can't carry their bicycle, so they can't ride that in the gym. But like scooters, roller skates, remote control cars, they do that in the gym. I just open the door for an hour. They come and play. We do a snack, and then they pack it up. And the great thing about these preschool dates is there's no agenda. So you can come for 10 minutes. You can come for the hour. You can come in the middle. You can come at the end. You can stay for as however long you want. And then you can just pack up and go. And it's just, you say hi, make some memories, and then you're on your way. I'm trying to think. I'm kind of on the spot of what else we do.
Is there a Christmas one?
There is a Christmas one. We do a Polar Express. We come in matchy jammies. We did have a photographer come one year, and we did a backdrop so they could do a Christmas card. And it was a free will donation. The photographer donated her time and whatever you wanted to donate to her. And she gave you a professional photo, which was great for Christmas cards. We did the event in November, and the cards were ready to go. Our classroom parties are a great option if you don't want to go out late after school. Like, I just don't want to go to the park tonight. I don't want to go out on my own free time. Just inviting parents and their siblings to your classroom party, something that you're already going to be doing depending on what your school allows. Just allowing the babies to be there makes such a big difference. Getting to see your family as a unit, it just makes a difference.
Rachel, I think you have a spiritual gift that you haven't recognized in yourself, and you just removed barriers for other people who don't want to start this without even thinking about it. Or even like the Christmas card one. You made somebody's life a lot easier. You even thought I had to have it in November. I would have had it in December like a dummy, and then been like, oh, I guess you can't mail them to anybody. Whoops. It's such a blessing to hear you talk about all this and to hear how intentional you are about making this something everybody can attend and everybody can do. It's so neat to hear about.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's really been a joy, and as principal here at Bethany, it's been a joy to see those things. And I would encourage too, when you get the community together, it is important for administration to be there as well. Any chance that a principal can get to be there is important. At first, I wasn't. That was my dummy moment, right? That I had this wonderful thing happening at the school, and but it was great. Actually, just last night, I was able to pop into the trunk or treat, and even one of our school board members who does not have a preschooler or even a young kid for that matter, set up a trunk just to be there from the school board, which I thought was fantastic. She's linked into the preschool through our Book Buddy program, so there's lots of different things. But really, I think it takes some creativity. Rachel, we are really blessed by you here on staff. You have so many great ideas, and what I love is the ideas don't stay ideas, they become reality, and I think that's fantastic. So I would encourage anybody, the sky is the limit. Rachel, would it be okay if we put your email in the show notes, and then if people have questions, they can reach out to you?
Sure, yep.
I would also encourage you to send her an email and say, what ideas do you have?
I'd love to share them, yep.
It doesn't stop here, let me tell you that.
That's so great. Okay. If there are pictures as well that you're allowed to share, I know with voter release that's the thing, but if you have any cute ones, maybe a staff member is willing to share, when they took.
There's actually a bunch of them on our Bethany Facebook page.
Okay, perfect.
They're all promoted on there.
I will put a link to the Bethany Facebook page then in our show notes as well. That's awesome. Rachel, it's been great to have you on. I just want to say again, so many great ideas, and I do hope that people contact you and get that list of other ideas that are floating around there. Can I pray for you guys before we go?
Sounds good.
Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for Rachel and her work at Bethany. Thank you for that entire ministry. Please bless the work they're doing, reaching out to families, sharing your love, and connecting them to a bigger community. Please bless the events they have coming up and continue to be in the hearts of those families. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.